Work zone speed cameras go live across Connecticut today. I'm Glenn Kittle. Will tell you where they're going live and the consequences for speeding through them in just a few minutes from now.
Good morning and happy Monday. Happy June 1st. Can you believe it? We're here.
I know.
Hopefully the weather starts to feel like June more consistently. Thanks for starting off your new week with us, America Arias.
And I'm Bridget Buerla. Hope you had a great weekend despite some of the chilly conditions on Saturday. I mean, I'm ready for summer already, Rachel. Is it finally going to start to feel like it this week?
Eventually, we'll get there. A warming trend expected later on this week. But in the meantime, today is a cool start for June 1st. We are looking at numbers this afternoon, going to be in the mid 60s there. A live look outside over in Hartford. Ooh, it looks a little ominous outside this morning. We do have a little bit of fog now as that sun continues to come up here at 52 degrees. The winds are out of the north around 5 miles per hour there. Our temperatures are warmer than this time yesterday, anywhere from 11 to even 18 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Numbers are sitting in the 50s at 49 in Willimantic, though, 52 in Norwich, and around 56 degrees in Bridgeport. Taking a live look at our radar this morning, a couple of light showers are lingering. Otherwise, we will see an increase in the sunshine through the morning and into the afternoon. So cloudy and foggy in spots right now. Temperatures are in the 50s and 40s. Heading through the afternoon, we'll get up into the mid 60s to the upper 60s in spots later on. 67 in Wallingford as well as in Hartford, 67 in Middletown, 68 in Haddam. We'll be in the mid to upper 60s along the shoreline here, and in southeastern Connecticut and eastern areas a little bit cooler. Warming trend begins tomorrow with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. We're in the 80s for Wednesday, and that 80 is not the warmest that we expect. We'll have more details on the end of your work week coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02 on our roads, we are following road work wrapping up in the Meriden area this morning, and it does look like there may be an incident there towards the West Haven area on 95 as well. A live look outside in Meriden now. We did have earlier road work that is cleared up here for the morning commute. Certainly some good news now because we were dealing with lots of delays in the 5 o'clock hour. West Haven 95 looks all right. Bridgeport, as you're traveling, looks all right as well. Meriden, taking a live look there. So that traffic has eased up just a bit. Certainly good. So Rocky Hill to Hartford, northbound 91-7. No delays on 691. Erica.
Rachel, thanks so much. 6:02 now, and work zone speed cameras are live here in Connecticut. State officials say the goal is simple: get drivers to slow down and help protect road crews that are working just feet away from speeding traffic. We're checking in with Fox 61's Glenn Kittle. He has more on what we need to know, what's happening, and how long before people start getting tickets for not slowing down.
Yeah, good morning, Erica. Today's the day that pretty much we've been talking about for some months now. Work zone speed cameras are now live, but thankfully for drivers out there, you are going to get some warning before these speed cameras start dealing out fines. It's going to be a month until then, but today they start issuing out those warnings to drivers for the next month. And July 6th is the next date that you have to look out for. That's when those warnings are going to start turning into citations. State officials say that this isn't about writing tickets, though. It's about preventing crashes and keeping workers safe. Now, the first cameras are active at 3 major construction sites across the state. It's on the I-95 Interchange 43 project in West Haven, the I-95 Interchange 74 project in East Lyme, and right where we're standing by exit 22, the Route 2 project in Colchester. Connecticut State Police will review those camera footages before any warnings or citations are issued, and highway workers are saying that these close calls happen far too often when it comes to speeding through work zones. It ranges from minor crashes to deadly accidents.
I've seen some things in our work zones that you don't want to see, from fender benders to fatalities. Nothing gives anybody the right to drive through our work zone speeding. This is where we work. Respect our lives. Please, slow down for us. Let us work. Let us live.
The program also includes 4 mobile speed cameras that can be deployed to temporary maintenance zones where crews may be picking up trash, repairing guardrails, or moving along the highway. State transportation leaders say that they hope this added enforcement will enforce better driving behaviors and reduce the amount of crashes that happen in work zones. Again, today these cameras go live, and you'll get warnings through July 5th. July 6th is the date where citations will start being issued. Live in Colchester, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks. Yeah, the goal is that the DOT workers stay safe while they're on the side of the road, just doing their jobs. Thanks so much for the update there. And if you are going to be traveling on the Gold Star Memorial Bridge, heads up, there is a new traffic pattern in effect, and it's going to be in effect for the next 4 years. The state DOT says the traffic on 2 lanes of I-95 North will use a crossover to get to the southbound bridge. The Department of Transportation says the work is necessary on the more than 80-year-old bridge.
And happening today, lawyers for Raul Valley are expected in a Milford courtroom today. He is the man acquitted of a murder in the deadly stabbing of a Fairfield prep student back in 2022. Last summer, you might remember, a jury deadlocked on lesser charges, and Valley now faces a possible new trial. He is charged with reckless manslaughter and several assault crimes in connection to the death of 17-year-old James McGrath. He has not yet entered a plea on those charges. Valley's attorneys filed a motion to dismiss the case altogether on grounds of double jeopardy. The state and defense are expected to argue on that motion today.
One man was shot while riding a moped. It happened on Whitney Avenue in North Haven. Police say it happened near the Hamden town line. Police say the man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information about the shooting is asked to please call police.
In a 6:06 this morning, a critical person in critical condition after they were hit by a vehicle in Hartford. This happened yesterday morning. Officers responded to New Britain Avenue near Julia Street just after 10 in the morning, where they found a man in his 20s with serious injuries. Authorities say the driver stayed on scene and is cooperating with investigators.
Dozens of families are now picking up the pieces after a fast-moving fire tore through part of a Groton apartment complex early Sunday morning. Fox 61's Victoria Anderson spoke with those who say they're just grateful to be alive.
Take a look at this devastating damage to a Groton apartment complex. Over 50 people were displaced early Sunday morning, but families I spoke to said that they are feeling thankful to have made it out with the one thing that matters the most.
Above the firemen there on that, right on that corner, floor up there. Yeah, the whole place is gone.
The ash and rubble Cal Ackley is pointing at was once home to his 86-year-old aunt until Sunday morning.
Oh, well, just thank God her son Tommy was there. That was unbelievable.
Around 3 a.m., several fire departments in the Groton area responded to a 3-alarm fire on Ledgewood Road inside the Ledges apartment complex.
Yeah, the fire was blue. That's how hot it looked. And then over there, it just burned everything.
Tuyela Wynn was one of several neighbors evacuated early Sunday as the blaze quickly took over the attic and spread to multiple floors of the 135 building. Fire officials reported no injuries from the renters inside. However, 2 firefighters were treated for minor injuries.
Hopefully we can go back into our apartment to grab some necessities and stuff.
The Red Cross was on scene working with victims, and the town of Groton is also stepping up to collect food and monetary donations for those who now have to start over. State police are here on scene as the investigation continues into what caused this fire. We'll bring you any updates as we get them into our newsroom. In Groton, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
Victoria, thank you. And a family is displaced and 2 firefighters recovering after an early morning house fire. This happened in Waterbury. Firefighters were called to Southview Street just after 6:30 Sunday morning. Everyone inside was able to get out safely. 2 firefighters had to be taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The Red Cross is now helping 1 adult and 3 children find temporary housing. No word yet on a potential cause.
The start of June means the start of Pride Month, a month-long celebration of the history and accomplishments of the LGBTQ+ community. Fox 61's Stefan Reels is here in studio with more on how you can get involved this month. And Stefan, there's really no shortage of events to take part in.
Yeah, Bridget, there really isn't. Now, I just want to give a little history lesson. Pride Month actually pays tribute to the Stonewall Uprising from back in June of 1969. The first gay Pride Liberation March happened the following June in 1970, but it wasn't until 1999 that Pride Month was officially recognized at the federal level. Since then, Pride has grown astronomically, and we've seen our fair share of celebrations here in Connecticut. Bethel had their Pride celebration this past Saturday, but next up, we have Middletown Pride Fest on June 6th this weekend, followed by Capital City Pride in Hartford on June 13th, then Glastonbury the day after. Greater Bridgeport will be on June 20th, and for the final weekend of Pride Month, West Hartford, Mystic, and Enfield will all hold their celebrations on June 27th. Now, if you want something a little more niche, I actually went into a couple of events over on Fox 61 social media, including Party with Pride at the Mystic Aquarium on June 6th. Just keep in mind that's all 18 years old and older. Now, there's also the card game tournaments happening throughout the month at Tabletop Gaming Center in Newington. That includes tournaments in Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, but those will benefit Newington Pride. There's also Pride Night at Central Rock Gym if you're feeling a little sporty. That will be on June 26th. But this month, we have lawmakers kicking off Pride Month at the New Haven Pride Center, which recently reopened its doors and will celebrate its 30th anniversary. Meanwhile, we here at Fox 61 have worked hard for months on a Pride special that will stream on the Fox 61 app starting next week. And we'll also have stories from that special airing throughout the month on our morning show. Guys?
All right, looking forward to seeing your report and all your hard work step in. Thanks so much. And at 6:11 now, today, New Haven is kicking off its Juneteenth celebrations with a meaningful tradition. City leaders will join the Juneteenth Coalition of Greater New Haven for a flag-raising ceremony on the New Haven Green happening at 1 p.m. The event marks the start of a series of celebrations across the Elm City honoring the 161st anniversary of Juneteenth. Organizers will also unveil a lineup of events, including Restaurant Week, a Juneteenth Jamboree concert, a marketplace, and even a hip-hop conference that's happening later this month. Today, city and state leaders will gather for the grand reopening of the reimagined downtown Hartford Public Library. A ribbon-cutting ceremony is set for 11 a.m. on Main Street, celebrating a full transformation designed to create a modern hub for learning, creativity, and connection. Library officials say the project is about more than renovations. It's an investment in the city's future with a full week of community events planned.